So I've got both eyes done. So here we are at the top, and I got some pins here. So you can pin these wherever you want. You just want to make sure that the front of the eye is poking, is coming out. So I'm just gonna put a couple pins through here and see. And I'm just going to have the thread or the yarn on both of them down towards the back. So you can just put a pin through it like this, and then you can just experiment where you want the eyes. So you can put them like that, you can put them lower. So just play with your eyes until you get them the way you like them. Don't stab yourself like I just did. So just experiment which side you want up. This almost looks like it might be better the other way. Keep my fingers out of the way. Just make sure you have both of them kind of even when you decide where to do them. So there, I think that's fine with me. So go ahead and sew them on once you get them placed where you like them. And this is where my needle nose comes in handy. I always leave a tail on both, but most of the time you can get away with just using one side. But you can just use the other part to secure, make sure that everything is nice and secure with the tops, because that is something too that a baby could actually get off, bite off and possibly choke on. So just go ahead and get those sewn on. Remove the pins. So just go ahead and get those sewn on good. So when you get them sewed on, then just go ahead and this one fell out. Cut this though because it's got a rough edge on it. It's easier to thread them if you don't have a rough edge on it. And then I'm just bringing it to the bottom. And then I'm just going to cut that off. Kind of pull it so it goes up inside. so you don't have any little strings hanging off of the frog. So there's your frog so far. Now you can do this one of two ways with the legs and the arms. Actually, they're all legs, now that I think about it. So we are just going to, you can either just chain 25, or you can actually, and with the legs it was pretty easy. I just got a hold of kind of right in adjacent where the eyes are, and I just pulled up a loop. It's getting the stuffing out. You don't want the stuffing to come out. Stuffing is still wanting to come out there. And then I just chain 25. $14, $15, $16, $17, $18, $19, $20, $21, $22, $23, $24, $25, and then pretty much from the second chain from the hook, I did 2 single crochets, and then I did 2 single crochets in the next 2. And you can do that either way. You can do 2 single crochets and then 2 single crochets in the next stitch. So either way. So I did 2 single crochets in the second chain from the hook, and then I did a single crochet in the next 2 stitches. Then I'm going to go to 2 again. And then in the next stitch, I'm going to make 2 single crochets. And I'm going to do a single crochet in the next 2 stitches. And the next stitch will be 2 single crochets. And you do that all the way down the chain. Okay, and then when you get to the last stitch, go ahead, put your single crochet in the last stitch, or your double, whatever it ends up coming out to, and then just cut your thread, your yarn, and then you want to take that first piece of yarn there, and you want to tie that together with that last piece of yarn. You can leave a longer piece of yarn if you want here, and then it's easier to use the needle to put it in. So there you have your first leg, and then you just want to do the same thing on the other side to match. So I will get this out of the way here. Thread this. And you can go back through that if you want to secure it a little bit more. You can just go back through it here. And then just come out at the bottom. Cut that off. And then you can just take your crochet hook, which I don't like to do very much because I always, for some reason, end up getting stuffing, and throw that through. Wherever you are up here. And there's his first little leg. And then we're going to do the same thing on the other side. Okay, so chain 25 on that side. Okay, and chain 25, and then the same thing. Second chain from the hook, 2 single crochets, or single crochet in the next 2, whichever is more comfortable. I really don't care for this big twist yarn very much. I don't know if it's all like this or not, but it's sure splitting a lot. And then just all the way up, same thing. 2 single crochets in one of the stitches and single crochet in the next 2. Okay, I'm to the top here, and then the same thing. Go ahead and tie those 2 pieces together. And I left a longer piece this time so it would be easier, and I wouldn't have to use the crochet hook to get it out of there. And there's his little leggies. And then I did not attach his arms that way. Now you can also do this separately, and just like I'm doing the arms. And on the arms I did chain 20. And then I just followed the same thing. There's 20, and then you can either do this one. I think I'm going to do a single crochet and then first 2, and then I'm going to, it's up to you either way, and then 2 single crochets in the next, and then single crochet in the next 2, and 2 single crochets in the next. And do that all the way down. Okay, I finished to the last one, so I'm going to pull out the yarn, and if you are going to put make this a keychain, then pull out a larger, or excuse me, a longer piece of yarn, and I will show you how to put that on. So now we are just going to go ahead and thread our needle, and we'll use those pins again. And then you can just judge where you want your arms. And I did try the arms, putting them on the way I did the legs, and I didn't care as much for it. That's why I'm doing this. I actually tied these together so it would make a, instead of a flat thing, it would make a more of a slimmer arm length thing. So a double knot that. Same thing with the other one. just judge where you want them, like I said, till they look good. I did put mine pretty well, kind of just right center of the eye. Like that. And then just take your thread and sew it on. And then get your other thread out of the way. You can just take that to the bottom. You can just go through your arm here and just take it to the bottom. And then it's out of your way. Leave it there because you can tie a knot to make sure it's more secure. So now this was the piece that I left longer than the other one so that I could bring it up here, and I'm going to bring it up just right here where you started, where the circle started, and I'm just going to bring it on this side. And I'm just going to let that go there for the moment, and then we will attach the other side. Try to get them in even as possible. So it needs to go over a little bit. Yeah, that's better. And then thread your needle. Sometimes hard to see with all those threads everywhere. And then just bring it through the bottom as close as you can to that other thread, because we'll tie all that together. Hopefully I have that. Yeah. Okay, I'm just going to run and get a keychain. So here are the keychains. They come like this. I get them off of Amazon. And then I just, before I do anything, I attach the hook. And let's tie these bottoms so we don't have any of this in the way. So I'm just going to tie these together, these short ends. And you can double knot those. And then I'm just going to tie this to one of the knots. Excuse me, to one of the pieces. And then just run through a couple of times, or seeing they're already tied, you don't need to do it. So just start where you started and just bring it through. And that's probably plenty. Then just cut that off. All right, Mr. Froggy, sit still. And then same thing with these two ends. Okay, and there's your froggy without the keychain on, with his little curly legs. This one you might want to, you can always come back and push him down if you want, if you didn't get it on quite right. Just go ahead and thread another thing and put it any way you want. But once it's on the backpack, it's just going to hang anyways. So there's that. Okay, now what I do is I take my crochet hook and I bring this up, go back one loop and into there, bring up your loop so that it's looped on there. Let's try that again. It's wanting to go, there we go. It's not wanting to come get the whole thing. There we go. Yeah, okay, it was splitting it in half again. Okay, and then we want to make a chain one. And then I chain 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Bring your thread through, and then thread it through your, like this, and thread your needle. And you want to get this fairly tight, so and then just bring it over where you see the little, where you started up here, and just go ahead and go right down there, right to his little bottom again. And check your top, make sure it's not caught in there, because I do get it caught, which it is. Take the needle out. Okay, there we go. There we go. And then pull it. There we go. So that it ends up like this. And then I'm just going to knot it at the bottom. Must be the mailman coming. Dog's barking. Okay, so just knot it and then bring it back through a couple of times. And bring it back out the bottom. Like I said, if you use size 3 yarn, you're going to have a smaller frog, but he's a nice size too, so the other ones were smaller. But anyways, that's a little frog. So if you're interested, like I said, go ahead and check out Facebook with Random Acts of Facebook Kindness, and you'll see what it's all about. You'll see some really cute things. There's also some great patterns on there for little things like this. There's tons of files on there for patterns. So have a wonderful day. Keep yourself safe. God bless. Bye-bye.